Cameroonians are jealous. They are jealous of what is going on in Nigeria. They are jealous of what is going on in Kenya. That people can stand up against bad governance. People can stand up against corruption. People can stand up for their right. They are jealous, but they don't know what to do. Cameroonians don't know what to do. I am a Cameroonian. And when I am seeing on social media that people will stand up against bad governance, people will stand up against their government, and their government will not kill them, their government will not arrest them, I am jealous. But what can we do? That is the question. When many people are blaming and calling on Cameroonians to stand up. Cameroon is not a country. I told you people that Cameroon is not a country, but it's a property. Cameroon is being governed as a property owned by President Paul Biya, with shareholders, ministers, senators, politicians, elite, top businessmen, traditional rulers are shareholders to the property of President Paul Biya, which is Cameroon. And there is nothing nobody can do about it. When I look through and see president, like the president of Kenya stood up and then thinking of what to do, when the people stood against the government, I am seeing what is happening in Nigeria, where President Tinubu already addressed the nation concerning what is going on. And then people say, when the people stand up, the government will react. No. In Cameroon, it is different. President Paul Biya, they knew, they started planning against people standing up against them since 1982. When they took over power, their first strategy was to divide Cameroonians. They used the divide and rule method that was used by the British during the colonial period, and they divided Cameroonians against each other. Any little village is against another village. Any little village is fighting to push one person up to take the national cake. And then when they will arrive there, they will become something else. They will be enveloped by wickedness of President Paul Biya, and they will sit up there eating that cake only for themselves, not for the benefit of those who push him up there. And this is Cameroon. There is no way Cameroon can unite together. Not just one way. Because President Paul Biya has divided Cameroon in such a way that only God alone, who is in heaven, can understand what is going on in Cameroon. What President Paul Biya have done with Cameroon. Only God alone. If the people stand up today, maybe the idea of standing up is coming from an Anglophone. The Francophone will say it is their problem. That is how they are. They have been like this throughout, and it will die there. If it is coming from the people from the Bamilikes, then those in Yaoundé and Ebolowa will say, no, they are always against us. We will not stand against, we will not stand in support. And that is how it will die down. This is how Cameroon is. There is no way. I keep on. Bilingualism is a blessing to any country, but in Cameroon it is a curse. If Cameroonians were speaking one language, that you can communicate something like this and it will go through all Cameroonians and they will understand it correctly, Cameroon could have been the first people to stand up, because they have the oldest person ruling them as president. They have one of the person, the second in the whole world, that have been in power for 40-something years, President Paul Biya, but they cannot stand up because Cameroon has been divided. And President Paul Biya, another strategy he used is he went to all villages, asked for the most wicked people in each village, took them and put them in government. People who can sacrifice their own biological children to remain in power, he took them all. He went to the business people and then look at all the top business people in Cameroon. Ask them, if you do not join the CPDM, if you do not support CPDM, if CPDM fail to win in your area, you are going to pay all your taxes. And government will frustrate your business. That is why in Cameroon, all top businessmen are CPDM militants. He went to all the civil servants and asked them, if you do not support CPDM, you will be transferred to a village without light, without electricity, without water, and then you will suffer there without low salary. And that is why all civil servants in Cameroon are CPDM militants. None is in any opposition party. No one. He went to all the traditional rulers. That is where we were having a small hope. He took all of them and tell them that I will be paying you salary. And today in Cameroon, all traditional rulers in Cameroon are a civil servant collecting salary every month. And if you do not collaborate with the CBDM, you are not going to have your salary. And that is why all traditional rulers today in Cameroon are CBDM militants. He went to the judiciary. He is the president of the Judicial Council in Cameroon. He appoints judges, dismiss them, and for you to remain as a judge, as a magistrate, as court register, you must be loyal to the CPDM and to President Paul Biya. If you don't, you will be transferred far away and maybe dismissed. He went to the legislatures, that is the parliament, the senate, and then he is the one appointing. All power belongs to 80%, 85% of parliamentarians are of CPDM. 95% of a senate are of CPDM, appointed by him. And then what are you talking about? Cameroon cannot stand up against President Paul Biya. Because when one person is sending a communicator outside that we have to go out today, his relative who is in the government will send a message immediately. If you try it, you will disappear without anybody knowing about you, and everybody will cool down. And this is Cameroon for us. This is Cameroon, and there is nothing we can do about. But nature, God, and our conscience will rescue Cameroon. That is our last hope. Nature, God, and conscience, the conscience of those in power will rescue Cameroonians. Elite, this is a problem. President Paul Biya traps nearly everybody. He allows ministers to embezzle money. You come to the government today, you say you are not going to do anything. They will just say this is your allowance. Millions. Immediately you touch the money. And then you want to stand against the government. They say that money like that was for the road. So if you will not stand with the government, they will tell your people that you have eaten the money. They will put something on you, a crime of embezzlement on you. So everybody is trapped in it. He has given you allowance. He gave you things to enjoy. He allows you to embezzle as you wish. And then later use it against you, blackmailing all government officials. That is why all those who stood against President Paul Biya are in prison. A whole government, starting from the prime minister to a teacher, they are all in prison for embezzlement. And you ask, what have they embezzled? They will not tell you. Where is the money they embezzle? They will not tell you. The law even said that if they pay the money, they should be released. Some pay. President Paul Biya allowed them there. When you stand up, you sit today and say, okay, I have surrendered. I am with the CPT, and they will release you and say you have paid. This is terrible. And this is the reason why Cameroonians cannot stand up. In Cameroon, another main reason why they cannot stand up is that in Kenya, in Nigeria, they are using tear gas. In Cameroon, they don't use tear gas. From the first day, it's shoot to kill, and they have been doing it. And then in Cameroon, when they arrest you and go with you in prison for standing against the government, it is life imprisonment. They will never judge you, and they will never release you. There are people who were arrested in 1992. Up to date, they have never been taken to court for one day. One day, they are still on waiting trial. For how many years? 40 years on waiting trial. Is that not a life sentence? This is Cameroon. And when I see people talking about Cameroon, they don't know the kind of evil in Cameroon. Even Satan himself is afraid of Cameroon. The devil himself is afraid of Cameroon. Is afraid of Cameroon. If you can face President Paul Biya, I'm telling you that in Cameroon, even the prime minister standing before President Paul Biya is shivering. Is shivering standing before President Paul Biya. Not to talk of a common man. That is not a man in Cameroon. When you say all these things, they say it is hate speech. It is the truth. President Paul Biya is a thief. He is an embezzler. All those working with him know what they are sitting on. So it is not hate speech. They will ask you to prove. The only evidence we have is where is the taxpayer money. Where is it? Because we do not have road. We do not have hospitals. We do not have education. We do not have electricity. We do not have drinkable water. So if where is the money? You go to Cameroon, you go to the government garage. Vehicles is having a technical car problems, electrical failure. They go and dump it there, and the government will buy a new one with the taxpayer money, where the common people are suffering. I don't know what we can do as Cameroonians, but one day God will provide somebody, a very little person, and the CPDM, President Paul Biya, all those involved in looting Cameroon will disappear one night.